Good morning everybody. Getting pretty rapid with these videos, aren't I, these last few days, but what you're supposed to do over a long bank holiday weekend. I actually come up here to film Primrose Bank, so we're going to get to that in a minute, but I just wanted to show you what I've stumbled across. Now obviously it's no great thing, but Atlas Works. Now I knew the Johnsfield building was on the front. You heard that sign flippering behind? Yeah, I knew the Johnsfield building was on the front, but Atlas Works is actually where they used to produce everything, and I didn't realise it was on this back street, so I'm actually really pleased to have found that. The Johnsfields, as you know, massive family in Oldham. I mean, their firm were going, I think, right up until the 80s, about maybe 300 years. Might be actually stretching it there with 300 years, but certainly 200 years, employing the people of Oldham. Don't think it's the same Johnsfield who've got the Mercedes car parts, but then I could be wrong. I don't know. If you know the answer to that, let me know. But yeah, this is the what we're getting down to in a minute is the old site of the Primrose Bank estate. Now they've rebuilt houses on there. Excuse me. They've rebuilt houses on there now. I think back in 2008 there were certain plans proposed to knock them down. You know, it's funny because I thought they got knocked down a lot sooner than that, but maybe I'm wrong, or maybe they knocked them down and then they were planning building, I don't know. But anyway, got a bit of history about it. Interestingly enough, I read a report this morning. It was commissioned by, sorry, it's sent out to tender by Oldham Council, and they basically wanted these different companies to sort of look at the area, suggest improvements. Oldham Council have been on this improvement drive since the 1950s, knocking down housing estates, dislodging people, moving them elsewhere in the town, and then rebuilding housing. Now I'm not having a go at them for that. I'm just saying it's something they've been doing for a long time. Primrose Bank. We're going to go look at these flats here because these were around about the same time that were built. Primrose was built in the 1960s. At that time, everyone had a fresh outlook on everything. Everyone thought everything was going to be futuristic and fabulous, and they built these estates and they sort of knocked down all the old terraced houses and then built these estates, which by and large were complete, in the eyes of the council, were complete failures because they wanted to stop. Woo! See that then? Yeah, in the eyes of the council, these estates are failures, but in the eyes of the people that live there, you know, they were the places that people lived. Anyway, let's get across this road and go and have a look at the estate over there, see what we can see. So what we're looking at here is the old estate, which is still standing just off the roundabout, the top of Ashton Road on the left. Similar design, or the same design as the old Primrose Bank, which was knocked down, as I was just saying. But it's stuff like this that I remember as like the old Oldham, you know, these futuristic designs that they threw in with the old cobbles and trees. I don't know why they've cut the trees out. You've got the old shops. I'm going to take a walk through the estate and see what's what. You've got the evangelical ministry just over there as well. So yeah, as I was saying, these designs, they sprung up in the 60s. I mean, these are pretty cool, these walkways, because as a kid, put your roller boots on, or your roller skates. I mean, when I was a kid, we were living on Shaw Road, we used to have those that were like two pieces of metal with four wheels attached to it. But yeah, these were ace, these for going round, up and down. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, as I was saying, these all sprung up. So what they did, the council decided that they were going to knock down a load of terraced houses, Accrington brick houses that had been in situ for hundreds of years, and it was part of a big development. There was an architect who came up from London, started with St Mary's really. Maybe before, I don't know, but I know there was a big hoo-ha over St Mary's, and they sort of did it in the rest of the town with estates like this. So they basically compulsory purchased everybody's houses that they had beautiful. So yeah, so they compulsory purchased everything, and decided that people were better off living like this. So people went from houses into these 1, 2, 3, 4-storey flats. Now I think at one point they also all had flat roofs as well, which was the design of the 60s. And I'm not slagging this estate off. I quite like it actually. It reminds me of the Oldham that I grew up in when, you know, in the 80s we had all over in Shaw Road. And they're quite pleasant places, I always found them to be, but not necessarily for the people that had to give up their houses. Right, so in this document I was reading this morning, it was saying there's certain things that have got to be preserved in the area for historical purposes, and I think it was number 13 to Summit Primrose, but that's the old pub. I think it was called the Mare and Fall. Wish I knew what number these houses were. Either way, they were spurred a few years back. This house looks like it's still owned, and but maybe won't be up for much longer, I don't know. Oh wow, look at this. I hope these houses are going to be saved. Look at this, from a blast from the past. Anglo West Indian Social Club. Amazing. That's the old mill there. Woo, it's windy. Yes, I was being honest, this is number 13 Primrose Bank. Now, these buildings here, in this document, it was said they have to be preserved, because of the historical significance to the area. This basically is how all the buildings used to be before they flattened them all to build the old estate, which they've now flattened and replaced, which we'll be going looking at. But I want to go and have a look round the back. Yeah, this is number 13. So I I think these are protected. Not that means anything because, you know, things do get knocked down even when they're protected. But yeah, I don't think I can get round the back here, unfortunately. So yeah, this used to be, just walking round to it now, this used to be the old Mare and Foal. No, it's not branded as anything anymore. They took something off the doorway, look. Maybe it had like lights on the outside. Would have had the original door, but they changed that. Maybe it's flats or something now, who knows. And then Sanar's over there, I'm sure that used to be another, was that the Primrose Bank pub? I can't not zoom in on it for you. Well, for myself really. It's a bugger sometimes, there we go. Outside. There we go, outside Pike. Quite a few people up there today as well, by the looks of it. Anyway, so yeah, these are the houses. If you've not lived in Oldham for a while, I've been back. A lot of people who watch my channel are ex-Oldhamers in the terms of they've not lived around here for ages. But these are the houses that they replaced the old Primrose Bank. So again, they knocked the terrace down to put the new building up, or the new estate up in the 1960s, and then they knocked that down to replace it with houses again now. Some of these houses are 3 stories in height. Look at this old house, everybody. This is beautiful. Look at that. Them old windows. I don't know what it's used for, but it's got the beautiful door surrounding. I don't think that's the original door, but well, could be actually, I don't know, I doubt it. And this is an old pub, it's now the Khyber Kebabs. Excellent. Oh, and just before we go, as I said, you've got old post boxes all over. So that's George Vane, so that's the Queen's father, I believe. And that's Karen Company, Stirlingshire. Let's go for a walk round St Paul's Church, if we can actually get in. I mean, they've blocked access to everything, so it's a bit difficult, but we'll try. What you tend to find with these old churches is that it's similar to the one that I did yesterday over in St James's. But these buildings, they were built with public funds, or should I say, they used to get some money from the government, but stuff like the land that used to be gifted or bought by, you know, the cotton spinners, the rich people of Oldham who made millions here back in the 1800s. And they would give money to have these churches built. Now, usually, sometimes what you find in the side of them is you'll find the names. You know, like this stone was laid by such and such a body. See, like on that window there, it says, "In ever-loving memory of Frederick Mild." I don't know if you can see that. It's backwards. And you'll find these sort of things all over the churches, and they're basically in remembrance to, you know, the people that funded them, or that were you know, that are strong characters in the area. But this stained glass is beautiful, isn't it? Look at it. Sadly, they have to have this Pyrex things over them now, because people, I don't know why, people come along and smash them. And this bench was dedicated in 1999, still here. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day at that, you know, because I think I'm all videoed out now for this bank holiday. But before we go, let's just have a look at